Good day, class. Some of you are my students last semester under Empowerment Technology, so you already know who I am. However, I understand that there's some new students. So, my name is Juancho Moreno, and I will be your teacher for this class, Contemporary Arts in the Regions. Now, before we begin, let's discuss a little bit about what the subject is about. So let's take a look at the word contemporary, which is a very important part of the subject title. So contemporary usually means something that was developed in the last 100 years. All right, but for the purpose of our class, we will be referring to a time period which is 1980 to the present. So if something that you're researching is from the 60s, then that will not qualify as contemporary art for the purposes of this class. So to emphasize again, the contemporary art era that we are interested in begins from 1980 to the present. Now, exactly what is contemporary art? So it is art, any kind of form of art which was done from this particular period that we've been mentioning. Now, that can be anything from pottery, painting, spoken word, poetry, dance, music. All right, and we will definitely be delving into many of these things. Now, for this particular class, I have simplified all of the things that you need to do. Why? Because there's a lot to be tackled here, okay? And most of these things will be done by you. You will be doing a lot of research in this class. You will be doing your own art form in this class. Now, if you go to our website, and you should visit this daily, no, sorry, not daily, but weekly, there will be instructions on what you have to do. Now, what is the basis of our grades in this particular class? It will be just a few things, okay? So, for example, there's a paper that is required in this class, okay? And it has to be submitted twice, one for midterms and one for the finals. There are also special projects that are required, and again, one needs to be submitted for midterms and another for finals. Now, these four things are the sole basis for your grades. Now, will I be checking attendance? No, I won't. However, I will be meeting you every schedule of Zoom, which is on Monday, and the purpose of the meeting is for consultation, to clarify things, okay? And you should be present as much as possible because I may have a comment regarding your project or your paper. And basically, it is an opportunity for you to ask questions and to clarify if certain things that you are interested in doing or steps that you are making to produce your paper or your project are problematic. That's what it's for. Okay? Now, will I check attendance necessarily? No, I won't. Okay? Attendance in my class is for your benefit, not mine. Okay? So, if you don't attend, it's your loss. Alright? However, as far as grading is concerned, okay, again, it's just the four things: a paper, okay, for midterms, and a project for midterms, and then again a paper for finals, and then a project for finals. So just four things. Now, are there ways to earn extra credit? Yes, and we will announce them. But the first one is already available on the digital classrooms. I have assigned you to do some research, okay, on what is integrative art and what is contemporary art. So if you can write a short paper regarding that, that's extra points. Now, the instructions for this week Well, first you have to do a self-introduction. You have to talk about yourself, anything that you like, share anything. You don't necessarily have to put your picture on anywhere there, but it would be nice to see what you look like. Um, and if you're very shy, then find creative ways to express yourself, to show who you are, so that I get to know you. Now, you can talk about yourself or the things that you do. Okay? Either way, let me know more about you. Now, little tip. It's kind of hard to give a low grade to somebody that you know, right? So, if you're struggling with a class, okay, try to get to know the teacher very well and let the teacher get to know you better. So, let's talk a little bit about the requirements for midterms. So, basically, you need to do two things. You need to create an essay or a video essay and a special project. Now, all of you are familiar with what essays are. What is a video essay? One way to do a video essay is to get your cell phone and press the record button while talking to the phone, and then instead of writing your paper down, you can actually talk about it. Now, that's what a video essay is. Now, in a video essay, you take the opportunity to express your ideas, your thoughts, your feelings, emotions felt, difficulties encountered, etc. Those are the things that I expect to see when I when I watch your video essay. Now, if you're more comfortable with doing the regular essays, that's also fine. Okay? Now, you don't need to show your face. Instead, you can show me pictures, okay, perhaps that you've taken from the internet about that particular topic that you want to do. Now, let's talk about the actual project. So basically, what you're going to do is you're going to look for a particular art form that exists in Region 4A, because again, this is contemporary arts for the regions. And since we are in Antipolo, we fall in the 4A category. Now, what are the art forms here? I'll give you some samples. Okay, so I'm gonna read from a list that I prepared. Okay, and here you go. So from Lumban, you have embroidery, and then because you have a Pinto Art Gallery here in Antipolo, there's also painting and sculpture. Now, the painting forms can vary from using oil to acrylic to coffee, and you can choose any of those topics. Now, what about, I mentioned sculpture. There's clay sculpture, there's metal sculpture, there's also wire sculpture. Okay? Now, of interest is that Pinto Art Gallery also features photography. So you can get into the different forms of photography, meaning you can get into portraiture, landscape, you can do architectural photography, people photography, in short, sports photography, portraiture, you can do fashion. Um, anyway, so the whole batch of photography is allowed, and then you can get into things like film, literature in particular. Let's see, what else did I have here? There's dance. However, I will warn you about dance and remind you that, for example, polka ball is not allowed, because polka ball is a very old form of dance, and while it is still being practiced today, the fact is that it was not created, in 1980 onwards. That's a very old dance, so no, we won't discuss that. Now, what about music? You can discuss stuff like, for example, rap. Why rap? Because a particular guy, Francis Magalona, who is known as the man from Manila, moved to Antipolo, and because he moved here, okay, he is considered a contemporary artist for rap in Region 4A. Now, there are other forms of dance that you may be interested in. Um, there's also music, weaving, uh, balisong making, sword making. Um, let's see, music writing. There's also poetry from this area. Let's see. There's also crafts such as food presentation, ice carving, food carving, which is different from food presentation. And then you have wood shaving art, wood carving art, and then you have let's see, costume making, and you can do miniatures. Heck, you can even do Gundam figurines if you want. All right. You can talk about architecture as an art form. And let's see. Oh, I failed to mention one form of photography, which is ethnic. You can also do those things. Now, a word about the projects. Okay, if you go to our website, it says on the requirements for midterms that it's a race. What does that mean? So below, you can have yeah, there's a button which says add a new discussion topic. So you click on it and you propose a topic that you want to do. Do not do the topic immediately without approval. I'll repeat that. You need to apply for a particular topic. How do you do that? You click on add a discussion topic, you write the form of art that you want to do, and then you are required to do uh, research right now, okay, on that topic, and tell me just a little bit about it. For example, you might want to talk about embroidery, like where did you read about it? Where are you going to get information about embroidery? Can you purchase the materials for to do the embroidery? Do you know anything about it? Now, here's a little tip. It while some people can do things that they already do, I prefer that you do something that you haven't done before. Why? Because that's exactly what you're here to do. You're here to learn, right? And you're supposed to research. So, if you're, for example, already excellent in painting, what's the point of doing that, right? Now, I'm not saying that you can't, all right? But if you're going to do painting, do some form of painting that you've never done before, all right? Now, um, I've had many students before who, for example, researched a really known artist that they kind of idolize, and what they do is they would try to copy that person's painting style. Now that's allowed, all right? Now, if you're gonna do something like rap, please make it original, okay? Now you can copy somebody's style, but don't copy somebody's work, all right? Now, if you're gonna do a cover of a song, which yes, I allow that, make sure that there's something about your cover that is uniquely you. You understand? So, there are many ways to go about this class, okay? But the idea is to learn something. So, having mentioned all of those topics, choose something, all right? And if there's nothing on the list that I said earlier, then look for a topic that's from this area. Now, all you have to do really is to prove that whatever art form that you are having an interest in is from here. Now, will I allow, for example, guys who were born somewhere else and then who moved here? Yes, obviously, because of my example of Francis Magalona. Now, what about artists who were born here and then they moved to Manila or somewhere else in the country? Yes, I'll allow that also. Okay, but the point is that you have to have some connection to Region 4A. Now, that's up to you on how you're going to justify it. All right, now that's the point of this little race. You choose a topic, you justify it, and show a little bit of about where you're going to get that information that you're going to do for your paper and for your project. And if it's approved, and you're the first person to be approved, then that topic is yours. Now, what happens if, for example, somebody proposed something and it was rejected? Then the next person who asked about that particular topic gets to do it. You understand? Now, you're not allowed again to work on your either your paper or your project without me approving it. Now, how long do you have to approve your topic? You basically have only 2 weeks. Okay? 2 weeks from today, you have to have an approved topic already, and then you can start working on it. Remember that we only have a few weeks before midterm starts, and the due date for both the paper and your project is on midterms itself. Now, when during midterms? On the last day of midterms. That's when it's due. All right? Now, you do not have to physically submit anything to me. You merely document your process of making it, and then you show me the actual project. Taking pictures of it, preferably you take a video of it. All right? And then that's it. You give it to me. Now, there's going to be a submission bin for that. Find a way to present your topic. Do it intelligently and as artistically as you can, and you'll score more points. Now, a little bit about that. For those who don't know me, more than anything else, I reward effort. Okay? So the more effort that you put into something, the higher your grade. Now, I will also remind you that this is not your only subject. You have other subjects that you have to get a good grade on. So, you have to balance putting in a lot of time into this project with putting in the right amount of time for your other classes. Now, having said that, let's see. It looks like I've covered everything that I want to say. Oh, one last thing. The main reason that you're watching this video is because I have a doctor's appointment at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So I cannot meet you, hence this video. Now, in cases where I cannot meet you, I will be doing the same thing. But rest assured that if I'm available, I will be conducting, make yourself available for consultation. And above all, you don't have to post only on the day of school in our forums. You can post anytime. And I will take a look at it as often as is possible, and I will give you feedback, especially for the approval that you need for your topics. All right? Having said that, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask me. And the way to reach me is through the Course Concerns forum, which is at the top of our digital classrooms under announcements. All right? Now, you guys take care. Bye.